about? Evolution, revolution.
Well, it was about how Darwin figured out how animals changed over time. In that big fat book. Which book? This book. Let's read the first page.
When on board HMS Beagle as naturalist, I was much struck with certain facts in the distribution of the inhabitants of South America and in the geological relations of the present to the past inhabitants of that continent. These facts seem to me to throw some light on the origin of species, that mystery of mysteries, as it has been called by one of our greatest philosophers.
Can you just say it in English?
Wasn't there a story about how the moths change?
Back in the 1800s, in England, there were a bunch of moths that liked to rest on tree trunks. They were all similar to each other, but not identical. Some were bigger, some smaller, some faster, some slower, some lighter, some darker. Follow me?
Yes, no two animals are the same. Most moths were light-colored, and that was a good thing. When the predator birds came looking for breakfast, they couldn't spot those moths. Though they did catch some.
Oh, so the white-colored moths were camouflaged.
Yes, and they were spared. But what happened to the black moths?
They really stood out on the light-colored bark, and the birds gobbled them up.
Aww.
But when the Industrial Revolution came, the environment changed. Factories started pumping out coal dust, the trees got covered in soot, and their bark turned dark.
So now the light-colored moths were gobbled up?
Exactly. And the dark moths started to increase in numbers. And the moth population evolved from being mostly light-colored to being almost all dark-colored. The moths were better suited to their environment.
So is that Darwin's famous theory?
Yes, Darwin had a brilliant but simple idea that evolution works through natural selection. What is that? It's kind of like in the moth story.
What's the deal with natural selection? It all starts with a random change that, say, gives moths a brand new color. The moths mate. And have babies. In certain environments, moths won't blend in and will likely be gobbled up. Those that do blend in will survive and have more babies. If those babies are like their parents, they will survive too. And one day they will have babies too, and so on, and so on, and so on. That's how populations change, or evolve. They thrive in their environment until that environment changes again.
But that's how species change. What about new species?
Well, sometimes a population changes so much that it turns into new species.
That solves the mystery of mysteries, the origin of species.
And how does the book end?
Let's read it, it's quite beautiful.
There is grandeur in this view of life, with its several powers having been originally breathed into a few forms or into one, and that whilst this planet has gone cycling on according to the fixed law of gravity, From so simple a beginning, endless forms, most beautiful and most wonderful, have been and are being evolved.
Two, three.
Simple but brilliant. That evolution.
You used to say
works
Darwin's idea.